Hello. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me just see. Make sure I'm in the shot. Okay, welcome. All right, it looks like it's working on my end. I'm really hoping you guys can see me and can hear me. I kind of see the chat box a little bit from where I am. If you guys could do like a thumbs up emoji just to let me know that you can see me and that you can hear me, and then we'll go and get started. Here's hoping it all works out. So I live out in the country, kind of in the middle of nowhere, and we still don't have like wired internet. It's like Wi-Fi, LTE. Oh, great. I see all the thumbs up. Perfect. Yeah, it's like it's not the best internet, but I've been wanting to do live classes for years now. Like it's something that I felt would be really nice to add to my YouTube channel and also to my paid app. Um, but then I wasn't sure if it was possible with this kind of internet. It's usually weather dependent, but now it looks like it's going well. So, if this goes smoothly, I'm just going to do like a 20-minute class so that I'm not pushing it because I feel like maybe if it's longer than 20 minutes, then maybe the internet won't last quite as well and as long. So we'll do 20 minutes just to test it out. And if it goes well for everyone, and you enjoy this kind of format, then I would at least want to do it once a month, if not twice a month. I think could be really fun as well. Because I know we have, like, for example, there's the autumn equinox coming up on September 21st. And I thought maybe that would be a really fun live class to do together. But we'll just test it out. Let's see how it goes. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to give a disclaimer because right now I'm in the loft and I'm currently fostering a mother cat and her 3 kittens. The kittens are about 8 weeks old and the whole family is sleeping right now. They're like on the opposite end of the room, but you never know with cats. They could wake up, they could kind of ruin this whole thing. I really hope they're going to behave and be calm and quiet and not, be little tornadoes. They're very cute and they're very friendly, but when you have 4 cats fighting and playing, it can get a little loud and a little distracting. So fingers crossed. And if you hear meowing or, crazy, chaotic noises, it is definitely them. Okay, looks like it's working. So this is going to be just an all levels, full body stretch, no props required. I wanted to make this very simple for people so that you could join in. And of course, it's 4 p.m. Eastern time here in Ottawa, Canada. So this to me is like my midday stretch and break. I know that some of you are joining me very early morning and some of you are very early at night or very late at night. So I figured just working on flexibility and just stretching from head to toe would be something that would work no matter what time of the day it is where you are. Okay, let's begin sitting nice and tall. Let me just make sure here. Perfect. Okay. Sit up nice and tall. Sukhasana, your easy pose. Rest your palms over the tops of your knees and close your eyes. Taking a moment to get grounded here. Relax your shoulders. Soften your facial muscles. And maybe you rock a little bit back and forth, side to side, until you find that midway point, finding your true center, sitting up nice and tall. And as you breathe in through your nose, focus down on your low belly, grounding your sit bones. And as you breathe out, still through your nose, focus on lengthening the crown of your head away from your tailbone. So we ground down on the inhale and we lengthen up on the exhale. And you might want to keep your eyes closed. We're just going to bring our left hand to the right knee. Doesn't matter if you're doing the opposite side and if you're choosing to mirror me. So one hand to your knee and you can reach your right arm all the way up and over. So using this, pulling it into a side bend. Relax your head, relax your neck. So big side body stretch here. And come all the way up and move into your twist. So right fingertips go behind you, open up through your chest. And facing forward once more, walk your hands out in front of you and fold. So I have my right shin in front of my left one, crawling the palms forward and melting down. And you might be up a little higher. This is totally fine. I'm using a different kind of microphone from what I normally use when I'm doing pre-recorded classes. My first time using it. Hopefully the audio is clear and you're able to follow along. Take 3 more breaths here, trying to open up through that right hip, into the glute, into the low back. And push your hands into the floor, come all the way back up. And we're going to switch the cross of the legs. So bring your other shin and your other leg on top. This time, right hand reaches towards your left knee. Left arm reaches all the way up and over. Big side body stretch. No tension in your neck or in your jaw. We'll carry this into our twist, lift on up, bring your hand back behind you, and you can kind of push against your knee. Lengthen a little bit taller. And come back through to center, and this time we'll fold 5 breaths here. Try to relax your shoulders and your chest. And let's rise on up. Oh, looks like my camera loses focus a bit. Lift your knees back up. I'm just going to turn so I'm facing the top of the mat. We'll do just a tiny little bit of core strength here. You can hold on to the backs of your thighs and rock back onto your sit bones, lifting so that you have your shins parallel to the floor, and really focus on rolling your shoulders down, lifting your chest up nice and high. And maybe you want to stay here to make this a little easier. You can make it more challenging by reaching your arms out in front of you. So my arms are in line with my shins. And we're going to exhale to flex the right foot and tap the heel down. Inhale, bring it and switch. So exhale, left heel down and squeeze. Right, squeeze. Left, pull it in. 1 more on each side. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale. And now come down into your low boat. So you're hovering your upper body and your toes off the mat. And go ahead and release all the way down. I'm just going to shift down on my mat a little bit here. You can pull your right knee in towards your belly, carry it over into a twist. So cross your right thigh over your body towards the left. And you can reach your right arm out to the side. Try to press your right shoulder into the floor. And bring that right knee back in through to center, reclined pigeon pose. Cross your right ankle over the top of your left knee, and you might stay here, or you can reach through and pull your thigh in towards your belly. Squeeze in a little closer, and we'll release. Find your twist on the other side. So right leg is straight, left knee pulls in, and you can cross your left thigh over your body, reach your left arm out to the side, try to push your left shoulder blade into the floor, trying to stack our left hip over our right one. And I can see that there are a lot of comments coming. However, my screen is too far away from me, so I can't actually read. But I can see emojis. So unless I see if I see thumbs down emojis, I'll assume that stuff isn't working. Otherwise, I'll assume that you can hear me and see me. I guess I'll never know until it's over. I'll just assume everything's working out. And let's find our reclined pigeon on the second side. Left ankle over your right knee. You can pull that through. See if you can hug that leg in a little bit closer. And let's release. We're going to come to downward dog. So you can rock up and down a little bit, the length of your spine, crossing at your ankles, planting your hands down, and stepping your feet back. Oh, I see thumbs up. Okay, that's good. Good to know. So downward facing dog. I'm just paddling the feet out here. I didn't practice this morning because I knew I'd be doing this class today. So I know for me, hamstrings and my calves are quite tight. So you can take some time just to bend one knee, straightening the opposite leg, reaching your chest towards your thighs. And now let's reach our right leg up towards the sky. Bend your right knee, open up your hips, squeeze to lift that knee up even higher. And we'll come to Virabhadrasana 1, your warrior one. So right foot to the top of the mat, back foot at about a 45-degree angle, and really bend generously into that front knee. And we're going to interlace our fingers behind our lower back for this one. Roll your shoulders down and away from your ears. Open up through your chest and bend even more. Big inhale here in this little back bend, and then dive forward and down, either resting on your thigh or diving to the inside of that right leg. Knuckles reach up and over. Relax your head, relax your neck. And you can bring your fingertips back down to the floor and just straighten your front leg any amount. So a wider variation of our pyramid pose. Two more breaths here. You can absolutely keep a generous bend into that front knee. And start to bend back, plank pose as you inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down, Bhujangasana, into your cobra pose as you open through your chest. Exhale, release, downward facing dog. And we'll go and do that on the second side. Left leg rises, bend your left knee, open up your hips, squeeze it up a little higher. Vira 1, your warrior one, left foot to the top of the mat, back foot at about a 45-degree angle. So notice how it's tempting to want to lift our hips up as we come up. Try to keep your hips really low. So I have my front thigh parallel to the mat, and then I'm lifting my chest up. We're going to interlace the more unusual way. So you have your other thumb on top, open through your heart, little back bend here without jamming or compressing into our lower back. And keep that generous bend as you fold forward and down, either resting on your thigh or going to the inside of that left leg. Get your knuckles up as high as they'll go. Stretch through the front of your shoulders. And release your hands down. Straighten that front leg any amount. As much as possible, try to pull that right hip forward. And we'll take our vinyasa from here. So bend that front knee, plant the palms. From plank, maybe your full chaturanga this time if you want to hover halfway. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, your upward dog. And we all meet downward facing dog. And let's just step our right foot forward to the top of the mat. Lower your back knee down to the floor. So a variation of our low lunge, you can lift yourself up and think of lengthening your tailbone down, pulling your lower belly in. So I'm not letting myself come all the way down for this one. I'm staying up pretty high. And then if you can, see if you can add a quad stretch, like a little hamstring curl, and maybe reach back with one or both hands as you pull that left heel in. So always lengthening tailbone down and staying up nice and high. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. You can even get a little bit of a chest stretch here. Carefully release the hold of that back foot. Find your three-legged dog again, so you can lift that right leg up. Bend your right knee, open up your hip, and we're just using this to set up into our pigeon pose. Bring your right knee behind your right wrist. Stretch that left leg out behind you. Make sure you're not rocking on one side more than the other. Big lift through your heart, and then fold on down. About 10 breaths or so in this pigeon pose. Hopefully I still have some people following along and I'm not just like a frozen screen. Try to relax your shoulders, your neck, your chest. Five more breaths right here. Instead of going back to downward dog right away, just lift yourself up a little bit. You can roll onto your right hip. Okay, good. I see lots of thumbs up. That's perfect. It means it's working. And bring your leg out in front of you. You can hold on either to the back of your thigh, into the back of your calf or your ankle, or maybe into the foot. And we're just going to stretch it up. You can absolutely have this knee bent. Does not need to be perfectly straight. Try not to round too much in your lower back here. Really lift and lengthen. And release, crossing at the ankles, downward facing dog. You can take a vinyasa if you'd like. I'm just going to leave it out. I want to focus a little bit more on stretch and a little bit less on strength. And we'll repeat the sequence on the other side. So left foot to the top of the mat. Make sure you have your knee over your ankle and go ahead and lift yourself up. So I'm not coming down here in this low lunge, a different way of working the pose. Stay up nice and tall and work at really contracting the belly of that muscle into the hamstring to lift that heel up as high as it'll go. And then see if you can reach back with one or both hands. Getting a deep quad stretch. If you sit a lot during the day, this is a really great pose. I should have mentioned maybe you want to double up your mat for this kind of pose. I know for me, I'm on a carpet, so it's a lot easier to do these types of stretches, but I know otherwise it can be a lot for the knee. And very carefully release it. We're coming to our three-legged dog, so left leg is going to reach all the way up and back. Bend your left knee, open up your hip into your pigeon pose. Left knee comes forward. Stretch that right leg back, square off through your pelvis, and then go down, folding in. Slow, steady breaths. Try to relax a little bit more in this pose, making it a little bit more passive in nature. And start to lift on up. So again, we're going to take that hamstring stretch. So you can roll and rock onto your left hip. Bring that right leg out in front of you and just hold on to whatever is appropriate. You can always hold on to the back of that thigh, or you can hold on to the back of the foot as you lift it up. Press your shoulders away from your ears. Big stretch at the back of that leg. And crossing at your ankles, let's find our last downward facing dog. I'm just going to check the time. Perfect. Downward dog, step it back. If you'd like, you can take one more vinyasa, going from plank to chaturanga. Back bend of your choice. We all meet back in our downward facing dog. And let's bring our knees down to the mat. We'll thread the needle here as we start to close our practice together. Right arm threads underneath you, shoulder and ear come down to the mat, and I'm going to reach my left arm up overhead. And I like to really push into both arms. The further you get that right shoulder underneath you, the more intensely you're going to feel this. Lean your hips a little bit more to the right. And bring that left hand back in, come back up, tabletop pose. And we'll switch sides, left arm underneath you. Reach your right arm up overhead. Rock the weight of your hips a little more to the left. Slide the hand back in, back into your tabletop pose. Let's take a wide-legged child's pose. Big toes together, knees as far as you would like them to. Press your hips back and melt down. A good 10 breaths or so here. So slowing down your breath and slowing down your heart rate. Five more breaths, exactly where you are. And start to walk your hands in. And we'll come to take a seat, closing our practice the same way we started. So you can sit in any way that is comfortable to you. And I'm just going to do a few half moon circles. So dropping one ear to the shoulder, tucking chin to the chest, and lifting up the other way a few times each side here. And some people like to do full circles. I have a bit of a weird neck. Sometimes going straight back doesn't necessarily work for me. So I tend to just do half circles, but you can do whatever works for you at home. And we'll lift all the way back up through to center. Close your eyes. Let's join our palms together at the front of the heart. Taking a moment of gratitude for this community that we have online. I am so grateful to each and every single one of you for joining me. Hopefully it worked. And let's close with a chant of Om one time. Inhale to chant. Big breath in. Namaste. Thank you so very much for joining me in my first, I think actually it's my first live YouTube class. Let me grab my microphone and get a little closer in here. Okay, worked great. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, so far it looks like, I'm just reading some of the comments here, but it looks like it did work out well. I'm excited to watch the replay. I am incredibly grateful for these cats who have slept the entire time, because while I'm sure it would be really cute to have them, in the video, these guys are no joke. Like, if they want to be destructive, they can be destructive. And I will have some classes with them. I did record some last week just because, kittens adorable, right? But yeah, I'm glad they left us alone, because now they're in like a wire chewing phase. So things like my microphone and my laptop, they like to chew on that. So I was really worried I would have to try to teach and also keep them away from the wires, but it all worked out. So I am going to leave this replay up on my channel, assuming everything worked properly. I'm going to review it, but looks like we were able to follow along. So I'm going to leave it up for those of you who weren't able to join, or maybe you'll want to redo this class at some point. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I think I'm going to end it here, but before I go, please let me know if you would like to see more live classes on my channel, if you would be interested in doing, more live, because I really enjoy it. It's fun for me. It's a different way of connecting, and it's not that hard, it's easier production than when I have to film and edit and all that stuff. So that's kind of a nice advantage for me as well. So please leave me a comment. Let me know. If you don't subscribe already, please do. You guys know the drill. Pretty sure if you're doing this live with me, it's because you already subscribed, but just wanted to throw it out there. Okay, thanks guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day, or maybe rest of your night if you're going to sleep. And I'll see you very soon. Next week, I will have 2 videos for you, one on Monday and one on Thursday. Okay, bye.